Okay, welcome back to Elden Ring Reforged Fire Sauce Edition. And I think this is probably going to be like the final part, to be honest. And I can, yeah. Part of the issue, of course, is this specific thematic run. Combined with some of the issues with Reforged specifically. But the bottom line, really, is that the run doesn't, it just doesn't feel fun, I guess. Like, it always seems like I'm struggling. Like, it's always like a fight for my life kind of thing, which I'm pretty certain is how the mod is designed. You know, when you make everything as balanced as possible, because you want everything to be a very balanced experience, that means that you're not going to have anything very powerful. You know, when you're designing a game like that, where everything is equally viable. No, god damn it. Everything is equally good. That means that nothing is going to be, in that ideal world, nothing is going to be better than anything else. Nothing is going to be like your one size fits all sort of, yep, this is an awesome thing that is just better and I'm going to use it. Instead, everything is just good. Decent. And what that means then is that nothing feels great. You know? God damn it. Even Flame of the Fell God, which I'd think I was going to bust out and we would just be like, holy shit, look at how awesome this is. No, it's just like there. It has, I mean, it does more damage than, say, Black Flame. Yes, but it also has a lot of drawbacks compared to Black Flame. Because of balance reasons, you know? And I think had Elden Ring initially released, like this mod, I don't think it would have been as popular. For one, I think it is a bit harder. So there's that. But I think in general, it just has some principles that I would call, dare say I call anti-fun. Because Elden Ring, by default, has a lot of ways, many ways, for you to become extremely powerful. Extremely just like, you know, where you feel kind of unstoppable. And you just unleash just, I mean, people have ways, you know, of one-shotting bosses. You know, look at the Comet Azure sort of spam thing on bosses. The devastating spells that they can use. Or, you know, it's very easy even for just a sword and board character to go around and just kill all the mook enemies in one hit, you know. You just, as you know, as you go, you just become more and more powerful, and yes, I mean, that's the fantasy experience. But when you crunch everything down for the sake of ultimate balance, you basically never feel like that. My other issue, again, going back to this specific thematic run I'm doing, primarily lies in, I guess, Catch Flame. Is sort of the one thing I can point to. So Catch Flame does not do great damage by design. And that's that's fine. You know, as I said, I think the idea of generator spells is cool. Spells that don't do much damage and generate MP. But the problem of being specifically resigned to only using Catch Flame as my generator spell means, one, I don't have any rain. And having a range generator spell like Golden Star or Glintstone Pebble or something means that I'm constantly just in a danger zone. But also, it has practically no stance damage. And all that combined makes for just not a very satisfying experience when I'm exploring, or, you know, outside of boss battles and just going around killing regular enemies. And so it just makes everything, like, a struggle. To just survive. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And so, in past Souls games, and again, this could be true for default Elden Ring, I don't know. But in past Souls games, when I did this sort of fire-only stuff, it felt like kind of easier, I think, a lot of the time. But here, even if I didn't use Catch Flame on regular enemies, like if I was actually using Black Flame or Flame Sling or something, like, it's still not super easy. Because nothing is that powerful. So almost nothing like one-shot stuff. I mean, I have 50 faith. And that's the experience of taking down an average enemy. Whereas in the base game, if I strapped on a longsword or something with 50 strength, a heavy longsword, you know, it wouldn't be nothing to it. Also, yeah, taking damage when your guard is broken. These are all things that I'm guarantee, you know, the developers consider. And decided against it out of fun. So, I can't shit on the mod too much. Because it's like, okay, they set out with this goal in mind of creating this ultimate balanced experience. And that seems to be what they've done. So, what do I really, you know, what can I say? maybe it's not for me. And maybe if I was just doing sword and board, maybe I would enjoy it more. But I don't know if I can sit here and say the mod is bad. God, that's a narrow fucking spell. And so they're really... Yeah, why I'm not too excited about continuing the run is that there isn't that much to look forward to. And I think the big problem was when I got Flame of the Fell God. I just expected a spell like that to be so much more impressive. And be like, holy shit. Like, I'm fine with a big wind-up time, big FP cost, and all that. But that should fucking just obliterate stuff, you know? Like, I wanted the AoE to be massive, and the damage to be massive, and all that. Like, everything just massive. But that would not be balanced. And that's why I think any other fire spells that I pick up, like the Fire Giant stuff, is going to be similarly balanced. So, yeah, I don't know. And I'd like to just try out Convergence before I get burned out on Elden Ring at the moment. Because I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring recently with the DLC and everything. Oh, I can show you. I got those raisins. I got the recipe for those raisins. The Storm Hoof raisins. So here you go. You eat them, and then lightning comes out, and boom, 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 boom. Corn becomes the fucking flat. I think that's pretty great. So yeah, I mean, I like the crafting overhaul. I like the deflect system in theory, but you know, FromSoft put in the deflect as a tier for your physics, but they didn't fuck over the block system to do it. I mean, yes, they made it a time thing, you know, only lasts 5 minutes, and a lot of people think that it should be like a permanent addition. They didn't fuck over the blocks to take damage when your guard's broken and stuff. This is different. I like the generator spells. I think that's great. I really like the addition of the rune pieces and being able to get this fun collectible that gives you minor benefits, you know, among a variety of systems. I think that's all pretty great. I like that they removed the backstep because it's just an annoying thing that doesn't need to exist. Jesus. So it's like, yeah, we got these generator spells now, and you can just be pure magic class, and you don't need anything else. You can just always cast spells. And then they didn't tell you that that's fucking hard mode. Everything is so slow and does no stagger ever, and, you know, and does such little damage. I mean, it's fine. Like, I've been progressing. I've beaten bosses, you know, things like that. It's fine, and I think for, again, a certain type of player, it's probably a very good experience. It's probably better than vanilla. But I'm not loving it. And I just would like to try something else before I get burned out. That's really it. I'm sure I could play this all the way through to the end. But also that I know that they didn't add any new fire spells. It's a little... If there was like a new fire spell, it sounded amazing, and it was in the, you know, mountain top of the giants, I'd be like, alright, let's try and get that. I want to see it. But no, we don't even have that to look forward to. I did go to the Carian Manor, and I have the Sword of Night and Flame. Its requirements have been increased a little bit. It's now 13 strength, 13 dex, 26 int, 26 fate. So all the numbers got bumped up by like 1 or 2. Obviously, we can't equip it, and I didn't want to switch over to int just for that at this point. I did go through Rhylicaria and get abducted by the abductor virgin at the bottom of that pit. And that takes you to the Volcano Manor. And you can get dumped out there into Mount Gelmir and stuff. But you have to beat the boss battle, which is 2 abductor virgins. And there was no way on God's green earth that I could do that at this point. So that wasn't happening. I wanted to, because then I could have probably picked up some of the magma sorceries pretty quickly. But yeah, not happening. Who's roaring at me? That's not good. Oh shit. Got a lot of health, doesn't it? I also, speaking of a lot of health... Fuck. Great. I also went to the 4 Belfries, and I went back to the start of the game, Chapel of Anticipation, and you have to fight the grafted scion there. And that grafted scion has, I believe, exactly 10,000 health. And I tried multiple times. I actually got relatively close one time. But yeah, it was just kind of ridiculous. And I looked it up on the Elden Ring Reforged wiki. And it said that if you don't kill the grafted sign, the first time, start of the game, it has Lane-Del tier stats. So around level 100 or 120. And I felt that was kind of bullshit, because I thought the whole point of that was that, like, I could play through the whole game using whatever piece of equipment I wanted, thanks to the Chapel of Anticipation, and that was not the case. What did we get? Red main fire pot. I mean, we could actually make and use those, I think. Yeah. Heavy fire damage. Apparently I only have one free ritual pot. How does that... I don't know. I never understood ritual pot system, because I don't use that shit. Oh, I have multiple cracked pots. I only have one ritual pot. Okay. Should throw it at something, see how it does. $501 damage. I mean, if you're just a normal dude, no sword and board kind of dude, and you need a source of fire damage, it's not bad. I mean, you throw it pretty quickly and all. And if I was making a mod that was going to overhaul the game and adjust a lot of stuff, make things better, consumable items would certainly be an area that would get looked at. Okay. Great. Great. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, God, there's not even... Oh, God. Did I just not see a grace somewhere, or what? Because that is really bullshit. But yeah, it's funny, because it's like... Oh, God. I don't think I could go back. I think it would be tough to go back to, like, Dark Souls 1. And the run back. Like, the fucking, what is it? Boy, I haven't played it in a long time. The one with the stupid gimmicky tree boss you have to fight in the lava ruin area. That run back is nonsense. This guy respawns. can't get the stagger this time because you have to be really relentless. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, great. Wonder if there's a grace here. I mean, there's no way I'm beating Radon, right? That would be insane. I mean, maybe if I summon all the NPCs, but they probably nerf that. That's too imbalanced. Look at that. The dude was about to just stab me straight through being blasted in the face with fire. Fuck. Stuck, dude? He's stuck in the painting. Well, we catch a break sometimes, I suppose. Smithing stone 5s. I think I have a higher ranked weapon.
Your thoughts.
But we'll make do. I'll go there. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. Rune peaks. Probably have quite a few. We got 21 on hand. Let's do something. Let's go with decrease cost. By 0.1%. Ah, yes. Yeah, and I know, I know, I know, I know. You can't just rush into situations. We can't just burn everything down with catch flame. I should probably put on O flame. That might help. Just have a version of this that does much higher damage. Oh, good, he's here. Where am I? God damn it! Fucking God! That's the other annoying thing, I think, that I don't like. Because, yeah, it's basically like if you turn the whole game into the DLC. Like, the DLC boss. You know? That's a lot of people's big complaint with the DLC bosses, especially the final one. That you never get a chance to breathe during fights. And so many just like regular enemies now have that trait. That just don't give you time to breathe. How? Where the fuck am I? Like, is it more fair on the enemy's end that they can just keep acting and they don't just stand there like idiots? Yeah. Is it more challenging for the player? Yeah. But I don't understand, like, go back and play fucking Dark Souls 1. Do you know how many enemies just stood there like idiots all the time? And we still found the game plenty challenging. Like, when you have enemies that just kind of attack relentlessly, it just makes the whole game stressful. Like, I should not struggle this much with one of these fucking enemies. I'm telling you, it feels like those lion enemies in the final area of the DLC. It's like what so many base enemies now feel like. And not because they have increased attack or increased health or anything like that, it's just that they attack more frequently. See, like, oftentimes, I think in the base game, he would just stand there and kind of, like, look at you and pace back and forth a little bit. That almost never happens. They always rush in. And if I was a sword and board, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because you just, like, deflect, guard counter, dead, you know? Or just walk around them, backstab, done. But for me, like, everything is just... Oh, God. And then, because I've invested so much into faith and mind, I have very little vigor. So everything nearly kills me. I can't get any staggers, and even if I do get a stagger, I can't really capitalize on it. I don't have any riposte or anything like that. And that, I know that's not the mod's problem. That's the run's problem. But still, it all adds up. And that attack ultimately is not very useful due to the massive stamina cost. And it's not a difficulty mod. You know, certainly the goal of the mod is not to make the game specifically more difficult. So like I said, I can keep progressing. I can kill stuff, I can keep going forward and all that. I'm killing bosses, I'm moving through. But it's just not as fun as the base game. I feel like they definitely made this castle more involved. Oh great, the pumpkin head. My fucking favorite enemy type. Oh, with extra little dudes there just to piss you off some. Awesome. God damn it. Fuck, what is the run back there? That's like, holy God. Oh, holy God. That's all I can say. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. Like I'm just not having fun, and that's really the worst thing you can possibly say about a game. So for the people that love this mod, all the power to you. And had I done just a normal run of it, sword and board, maybe with some Ashes of War and stuff, I probably would enjoy it more. But this series idea has come to an end. So a brief flicker of a revival of Fire Sauce Edition. It's funny because like, I'm sure that I have more fire spells available than I did in like Dark Souls 2 or something. Or actually Demon Souls. It's really funny that to think I did it with Demon Souls because there's probably like 3 fire spells in that game. But Firestorm in Demon Souls is like one of the most powerful spells in all of Souls. So that helps. Yeah, so I'm gonna try out Convergence. Hopefully that's just a more fun experience. But at least we kind of showcased some of the cool things with Elden Ring Reforged. Which, as I said, does have some good stuff. Some cool stuff that I would like maybe FromSoft to take a look at and possibly incorporate into his future game. I thought the rune pieces, that's just a fun idea. Deflection. I mean, clearly, like I said, clearly they thought it was an okay thing because they put it in the DLC. So it must not be too against their game design philosophy. So maybe we'll see a future game that has time blocking just as a default thing. I mean, I know that that's Sekiro, but that's not really a Souls game. The fortune system is pretty minor, and obviously we've never had a Souls game with a real class system. So I don't know if they'll ever actually incorporate such a thing. But I think that if they were to do it, that's a pretty nice way to do it because it's so flexible. Like, you can change it at any point. Like, it's as easy as changing out a piece of equipment, you know. And they could do a lot more with it, you know, if they officially made it part of a game. Where you could find rare fortunes or something in, like, dungeons or something that do very unique things. And I don't know. I think it could be a cool idea for them to explore rather than just the traditional Souls class system that doesn't mean anything after the start of the game. Also, yeah, the generator spells. I like the idea a lot, and I think had I not been doing fire only, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Like, had I had Glintstone Pebble as a generator, or whatever the other one was called, the Golden Star. Yeah, and I think, like I said, overall, had I been doing just spell casting only, it would have been a lot more flexible and probably a bit more fun. But yeah, this run's gonna come to a close. So my name is Mangg. This has been Elden Ring Reforged Fire Sauce Edition. I'll see you fine folks around.